What's up, guys, and welcome back to the NoShang Invitational. We are still in the upper bracket, and this is one of the last matches we're going to watch as Hellraisers do battle up against Hehe United. Should be a pretty good one, although I'm kind of feeling for Hehe here because they're up against Hellraisers. They are the real deal. Mikelorus can be your caster for today, and well, again, this is going to be from the upper bracket. Opposition moving forward is going to be Adfinem. Moving downward is going to be, I believe, alternate, if I'm reading this bracket correctly, which I may not be. Lower bracket and moving positions and everything could sometimes be wrong, but either way, Hehe United, they've been around forever, and and Hawa and stuff like that, but they've got mass carry. I'm not really sure who Self-Made Millionaire is. He was the last one to join, and they immediately went in before I could really look and see what he's about. Everyone else from Hellraisers, they're all pretty much here, and even though they have really shitty names right now, I'll get it correct for you guys once this game actually gets going. He a little bit late, so they're going to start off with a time penalty, but starting off with an Earth Spirit, certainly powerful enough. I mean, you don't need time to pick up an Earth Spirit, right? You just need to press that button really quickly. OD and Batrider, however, the openings for Hellraisers. Now, this is pretty much just Hellraisers doing their own thing. Now, OD, of course, going towards the mid lane is someone that Earth Spirit can punish situationally. Not really by himself, needs someone to really effectively apply the pressure to the OD. And grabbing a very early Batrider is something that we see only a few teams do. Now, the hero is powerful enough in a vacuum to be picked up super early, and usually you're not going to be super upset about it. But the problem arises once you have the Batrider, and then the enemy team starts really hard counterpicking you. Like the Nyx Assassin. And Nyx Assassin is like usually picked up as an okay counter to the Batrider, not gonna completely shut him down or anything like that. But Nyx Assassin does double duty here, as he's really good versus Batrider and really good versus OD. This is, a powerful set of heroes for sure for Hellraisers. I would say the overall strength of OD Batrider probably a little bit stronger than that of the Hehe side, but getting the Nyx Assassin now, I mean, he's just such an effective hero, does so much right now, and is going to be a solid offlane here that Hellraisers are going to have to address. Now, killing off an Assassin in lane, it is very, very possible. Currently, they don't really have the opposition right now, and they should be looking for some sort of stun combo, some sort of way to just elongate those stuns without doing a lot of damage. Trying to work around that Spike Carapace, of course, is a pain in the ass, but it is, again, possible for Hellraisers to lock that down. It seems like they do have, right now, just their mid lane in the OD and the off lane in the Batrider. And Hehe, I would assume roaming support in the Ember Spirit, and Assassin most likely going to be going towards that off lane.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, the mana burn is going to be very, very painful here. So Hehe already are pretty well off counterpicking. The problem with strictly counterpicking is that you usually end up with just a pile of good heroes versus your enemy's heroes, but you don't really have a coherent strategy yourself. So that's really the trick here for Hehe, is like, how do we turn these heroes into an actual strategy? It seems like playing like the pressure with the ganking style is probably the best way for Hehe to go. Use that ganking style to get yourself a little bit of space so that your carries, or your harder carry, can actually get to a later stage. Interestingly enough, though, Sven, Ember Spirit both going to get the boot out. Would have been okay in that role, actually, for Hehe. They wanted to apply the pressure a little bit earlier. Spectre is the one that I was thinking of, though. Will be banned out by Hellraisers, and that's one of those heroes that can, first of all, join Nyx Assassin in those ganks, which is pretty fantastic to have a carry that is able to do that. More importantly, is just able to sit back and farm while the Nyx Assassin and Earth Spirit and who else is going around killing things. I think that should be the angle here for Hehe, just with their opening two heroes. That's where these two heroes for Hehe fit in the best. And for Hellraisers, they are definitely not disallowed to go for something very similar. Get an OD to farm under the Batrider's cover. That is very powerful. We'll see if they're actually going to be willing to take Eventual Spirit here. The Batrider counters are maybe plentiful enough that Hehe aren't going to feel like they have to grab yet another very good Batrider counter. Obviously, swap to break the lasso. But honestly, it doesn't really matter too much what Hellraisers pick up right now. I don't really think that, as far as being a bad pick, it's probably just not going to be, it's not going to be a bad pick. It's going to be one of those picks that really shows where they're going with this draft. And there's a good amount of stun and control on the Hehe side. So a little bit of bulkiness may be in the pipeline here for the Hellraiser side. Or they could just like grab a gyrocopter. Like that's perfectly fine as well. It does pretty well with the Batrider, just being able to smash that one hero who's lassoed and keep themselves very open. That's what I'm all about in in the first picking phase. The more the teams can keep themselves open, usually the better it is. I mean, sometimes you just gotta say, okay, well, lone druid's in the pool, let's pick up a lone druid. Doesn't really keep you open a ton, but I mean, it's powerful enough that you don't really care. Same thing with the OD, really, and the Earth Spirit. But Earth Spirit does keep you very open. Hellraisers, though, are going to grab a Night Stalker now. This is an interesting angle. This is a hero that works around Nick Assassin Spike Carapace very well, and as far as applying pressure early on, this guy's one of the kings. His early roam isn't necessarily as effective as the Earth Spirits, but you can't get the Earth Spirit, you got to settle for something else, right? The silence up against Earth Spirit and Nick Assassin is going to be very, very hard to deal with.
10 seconds remaining.
It seems like Hellraisers are going to go for a little bit of pressure themselves.
5 seconds
I mean,
remaining.
in a laning situation, these heroes, Nick Assassin and Earth Spirit, they are pretty resistant to the Night Stalker, but it seems like someone like a Gyrocopter now for the Hehe side is maybe even going to be a little bit better. Just to try to be a little bit of a dive-proof hero. Try to dive the Gyrocopter, bad things happen as the Night Stalker. Darkseer, kind of similar. You can always get Crippling Feared before you get the Surge off. Then things get really bad for the Darkseer, but overall just a very, very tanky hero on the Hehe side. Is you're going to make this Darkseer an okay pick in that regard. I'm not sure how their lanes are actually going to look with this Darkseer pick, however. Is it just going to be dual off lane for a little bit? Is it going to be a Nick Assassin support? I don't know the last time I saw that. And I feel like it can work pretty well, assuming you have someone who can really set up for the Impale. Because the Impale, it's an okay skill, but the fact that it's, like, impossible to land, it's like, you really do need someone like a Bane or something like that. That will be a very effective combo. And Darkseer in himself is fine. Like, he does pretty well versus the Batrider against Surge. Is going to be at a premium here. Not to say that Hellraisers can't respond to that, but with an Omni Knight, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to respond to that. Huh, Hellraisers just doing their own thing, for sure. Omni Knight Night Stalker. That's like good and evil, right? I mean, it doesn't really get more opposite unless you want to go with the Abaddon pick. Very, very interesting. Now, for the Omni Knight, Repel is going to be pretty darn baller. You put that on the Batrider. Early on, you put it on a Night Stalker, and he can just go ham. Of course, later on, OD's main danger is going to be the fact that he's up against an Assassin. Keep the Repel on the OD, therefore no mana burn, therefore your OD is going to be dropping some serious hammers. And at the same time, it does prevent the Spike Carapace stun. Pierce the spell immunity? No. Even though damage is pure. I don't really know why that works. Like, I feel like it should be, if it's pure, it should pierce spell immunity. I don't know, guys. I don't code this thing. I'm just here. But, so yeah, the Omni Knight in a vacuum, again, has a lot of upside. Same thing as the Night Stalker, especially now with the Weaver pick, which is pretty interesting to see from Hehe. Up against the Night Stalker, you don't really want to be playing Weaver. That thing gets dangerous really quickly. Crippling Fear, again, is very, very undervalued as a skill, but it is one of the most powerful skills in a vacuum in the game, I think. Huge, huge silence. Plus mischance, oh baby. That's the good stuff. Hellraisers only really do have that as their crowd control, though. Well, they'll get rid of the Disruptor. Maybe Hellraisers are just looking to take a really decisive team fight all in one blow. Although it seems like Disruptor for their own side would be perhaps a little bit better. Not really sure what these lanes are going to look like for the Hellraisers. Are the Omni Knight or Night Stalker going to be going towards the dual lane situations? It seems like it's going to be a little bit crowded. Hellraisers, like, Omni Knight sometimes played as a supporty type hero, same thing as Night Stalker, but are they actually like supports? I wouldn't really classify them as such. They're just supporty. If that makes any sense for you guys. You do have a decent amount of late game with this Weaver. And again, Weaver is pretty resistant here. It seems like in general, though, teams are a little bit more willing to pick up Morphling over Weaver. They both serve very similar roles in playing that high damage, very, very elusive, hard to kill type hero. And I think as I see more games, I used to think that Weaver was like, just as good. They do the same thing in this patch, at least. I think Weaver is definitely underplayed, but it's hard to justify picking up a Weaver over a Morphling. He's just so much more survivable. I can see a Weaver with Ion Shell, which is kind of cute. Not quite as good as Morphling with Ion Shell, but yeah, Weaver is like a little bit squishier, a little bit more elusive. Hellraisers need a stun to really peg him to the ground in order to kill him off decisively. Blink Lasso is not dependable at all. Hellraisers, Bristleback. Okay, this is going to be a chaos game. Whenever you have 3 strength heroes, it's going to be a chaos game. That's just like a rule of thumb, but yeah, what I mean by that is that Hellraisers are going to be looking to rotate all around the map, fight all the time, and just skirmish. Because Bristleback, again, is not a good hero versus Weaver. He's not exactly a great hero versus the Darkseer either. And he's not a good hero versus the Earth Spirit. I do think Bristleback is a good hero to sometimes pick up, just because he is a situational off-lane hero that does so much damage and is so very tanky. But the downside, of course, is that you get kited by max movement speed. Like, they have Weaver and Darkseer. Everyone's going to be moving at max movement speed. Now, and the Earth Spirit as well, you just roll away from you. If they can skirmish enough, Hellraisers will find an upper edge in this game, but it is going to be very, very difficult now with the Venomancer on the field. Omni-Knight's pretty good up against the Venomancer, all them heals and such. Yeah, Bristleback. He seems like he may have a little bit of difficulty unless they can start the fight super early on. And that is going to be more so up to Hehe to play with a couple mistakes than it is for Hellraisers to play well. Like, you can't really force the issue if the enemies just aren't there. But yeah, the names are kind of messed up, guys. I can run through the Hellraisers side. From top to bottom, this is going to be Afinin. She's going to be handling the Bristleback. Sensibility. Who's this guy? Is this some guy named Illidan? I'm not really sure if you guys know who that is, but it's Illidan. He's going to be playing the OD. Third person, that's Shotchlo. He's going to be handling the Bat Rider. YW is just YW. I think he's also known as Uba, if you guys would rather call him that. He's playing the Omni Knight, and the Night Stalker is going to be played by, I don't know how the hell I would even start to pronounce that, but it's goddamn. He's going to be handling the Night Stalker, and he has no portrait. Is he just straight up jungling? Oh, baby, this is going to be interesting. On the Hehe side, let's find out together who Self-Made Millionaire is. Nico Baby. Hey, I know that guy. Nico Baby is going to be on the Weaver, and he is on the Venomancer. This is Hawa on the Nyx Assassin. Massacre is handling the Darkseer. Thank you for tagging up properly. And Capra Pride is Finch on the Earth Spirit. It looks like, ooh, that could have been very dangerous to the Omni Knight wandering into one too many heroes. But he will avoid that issue for right now. You can tell just like by me running through the names of all of these players that Hellraisers have some serious heavy hitters here. And Night Stalker is going to get rolled into. Capra Pride has Ion Shell, and he has the Orb of Venom, and now here's the Gale. As tanky as Night Stalker is, I don't think there's an escape from this, especially when the second Ion Shell comes in. He's going to fall. Yes, killed off by Capra Pride. That is going to be Finch drawing first blood here onto Goddamn, and they also, perhaps more importantly, get another roll in onto Uba right now. He's going to level up Purification, so he should not die. There's also Gale out of range. Oh, it's just in range. The Bristleback's going to try to give him a little bit of space, but I don't think there's enough space to be had. And Pale's going to land on 2, and Omnight's going to be the second kill of the game. This one going towards the Nyx. This is a pretty fantastic start here for the Hehe side. Again, Chaos game is what Hellraisers are going to start to try to build towards. Not at minute 0. They really do need a little bit more until they get there, since they are going to run what seems like a straight-up jungling Night Stalker. This is some of the most greedy of lanes I've ever seen. Like Bristleback mid lane, when you could have put an OD there. I guess Venomancer is pretty good up against OD, so that's I guess justifiable. Both these two heroes should get a lot of mana from one another, so Nihis is going to be very happy about that. Should get a Magic Wand ASAP. Magic Stick ASAP, Magic Wand, I guess, ASAP afterwards, if that makes any sense. As soon as afterwardsly possible. But yeah, bottom lane, Bat Rider, this is like the least greedy lane. It's pretty solid right now. He may get jumped occasionally, but yeah, Weaver for right now is not going to die. He should not die unless there's a really grave mistake. Shotchlo should still get a good amount of farm, since a Weaver and an Earth Spirit can't really push out a Bat Rider pretty much ever. In top lane, it is going to be an Nyx Assassin with a little bit of help from a Darkseer. I'm not really sure if it's going to stick like this. Probably there's going to be a couple of levels being accrued on both these heroes. Then they're going to be splitting off, doing their own thing. As it stands right now, though, OD up against Ion Shells, up against eventually Mana Burn. And this is going to be a tough lane for Illidan to handle. It's always going to be pushing in towards his tower, and Uba can't really do too much to help out the OD here. Defensively, yes, if he decide to dive this, but that's like such a suicidal move that they're probably not ever going to do that unless the OD takes a lot of Ion Shell damage beforehand. And of course you have a jungling Night Stalker, so he's cleared off 1.5 stacks, and oh geez, they got another kill, Venomancer. Jumping in with level 2 Sting, and that's going to get the kill. Sting does do quite a bit of damage over time. Back even with the stake charges, even with the 1 point in his namesake passive, not going to survive that. Venomancer is doing very well, and as I said, Magic Wand, or Magic Stick rather, now up. And Bristleback's going to have a tough time. Between Bristleback and Bat Rider, these Magic Wands are going to be at a premium for Hehe. Even if there's a hero here who wouldn't ordinarily get it, which there's really not. Like, you want the Magic Wand in all of these heroes. You gotta get it, man. It's so good. It's gonna always be filled up with charges. Napalm and Quills, oh my. Hellraisers already not off to a good start. Now they can kind of come back into it once they start tapping into this Night Stalker. It's almost minute 3. Night Stalker usually is going to be level 3, level 2-ish at that stage. And for right now, a jungling Night Stalker, level 2.5, having had to base once, even after having died once, things not going too terribly for this Night Stalker. And this is what I thought the patch was going to be. Like, when I saw Iron Talon, I'm like, okay, now you can run lots of weird jungling heroes. I was not necessarily thinking Night Stalker, but yeah, I mean, any hero that has any sort of tankiness now has the clear. And oh, Bat Rider in a little bit of trouble. Firefly with the bug, he's not going to go down to that. He's just going to fly over the trees and he will be fine. But yeah, Night Stalker, I guess, is one of the better heroes to do that. He has so much armor, has a decent amount of base damage just by himself. Oh, once again, this is not Illidan. This is Afnan just playing the Bristleback, having a tough time up against all this poison damage, and will die. What? He had like 20 HP. How did that kill him? I thought the Venomous Gale timed out. Maybe I wasn't looking. I thought he was just fine, but yeah, Bristleback just dying to the Space Aids, and the Nyx Assassin blocking the Night Stalker's camp. This is not going well for the Hellraisers side at all. Bristleback, as powerful as he is, isn't going to be super successful here if he keeps on dying. The hero does need quite a bit of farm to be any sort of use to the team. He can be tanky without that much farm, but as far as being a threat, I mean, you need upgraded boots, you need some sort of extra survivability item, because the passive is really good, but it's not going to keep you perfectly safe all the time. Oh, and this stings. The Nyx Assassin now going to put illusions everywhere. Night Stalker is going to be hard pressed, and same as the Bat Rider, he got jumped by the Weaver. My map control, guys, is just shitty. I apologize so much for that, and we're going to pretend that that didn't happen, as they also lose another one. Meow should die, and he will, killed off by Uba. Okay, guys, this is it. No more missed kills. This is serious time now, because this is like the worst map control that I've ever done in my life. Actually in my life. Like, when I was starting casting, it was so much better. So I'm not really sure what's going on right now, but we will not miss anything else. I guess it's because all these kills can happen everywhere, especially when a shockwave comes in from the Satyrs, also knocking down sensibility a little bit. Illidan getting a little bit too close to the pull, or to the jungle clearing, I guess. Technically a pull. It is a kill over in the mid lane, over on the Earth Spirit. Night Stalker now going to look to walk in one more time. Only has level 1 Void, though. Boulder Smash going to connect onto 2. No kill available here. At least not yet. The Bat Rider still doing okay despite dying down in this bottom lane. Pushing level 5 right now. Once he gets to level 6, and the clearing is going to be that much faster. Having the last up at level 6 isn't really a huge importance. For the most part, though, the name of the game is the fact that Weaver is having an absolute free time on this lane, whereas the OD is struggling just a little bit. I mean, he's a kill down below the Weaver, but he's also going to have to deal with ion shells and whatnot. And also, Bristleback is dead here, I think. Well, dead to his allies? Yeah, dead to his allies. I mean, it kind of sucks for the Venomancer to, like, not get those kills. But at the same time, Bristleback's now died 4 times, only has a bottle 6 minutes in. This guy is, again, having a really rough time, and it seems like the only hero that could really help out is the Night Stalker. Really just go in and, oh, I just said, I should just, like, not cast this game. If I had that option, I would just, like, bail out right now, because I'm clearly not on the ball. And again, you guys have my sincerest apologies. I have no fucking clue what's going on. I need some water. Actually, the worst cast I've ever done in my life ever. Terrible. Just fucking terrible. I'm so upset right now. But Illidan's back in. He has died once. The dive was there, and the OD was the one to fall again. Lots of damage coming out from this Nyx bug. Level 4, usually not going to see level 2 in the mana burn, but when you got to kill off an OD, man, got to knock him down real hard. Over towards mid lane now, they're going to dive in towards the Bat Rider. The damage is pretty high. I don't think there's another Boulder Smash. They already used it. Bat Rider will teleport out, at the same time taking a lot of damage. Bottom lane, Meow. No, it's up to top lane where they're actually going to start their fight. Everyone's fighting all the time. That's the chaos coming in. Mass Carry, he's going to get voided out of his TP out. However, Uba is going to, oh, not purify himself. Ion Shell is going to do just enough damage beforehand. Mass Carry now in a corner. He can turn around and fight this rather well, actually. Sensibility forced to Fairy Fire. They will make a trade up towards top lane. 2 for 1. OD not going to die just yet, but Weaver's actually running in. Nico Baby's gonna find a really good angle. One shot to kill off the OD. He's gonna have to imprison himself. He wants to live. He can't get it off. Again, a second time now that Hellraiser's cast animation killing them. Omni otherwise would have survived if he was able to purify himself. Same thing as the OD in prison. This is, again, a dangerous game for Hellraisers, and I'm not really sure if it really stems from the fact that this Night Stalker is playing just a complete AWOL jungle farming, at least opening. I mean, that seemed like it was actually pretty decent. I think the problem arises that where you have a Bristleback over in mid versus a Venomancer, which is, well, first of all, Venomancer versus any melee mid hero is usually going to be really good for the Venomancer. And Bristleback is really not an exception. Having that lane, having an OD with an Omni Knight, a super defensive, like, impossible to go offensive type lane, means that Hellraisers are just gonna have to sit back and take it until their Night Stalker is really ready to go. And to his credit, he is level 5, but Illidan's having a tough time farming. The Weaver has actually roamed around and ganked a little bit. Now it's 2 kills, and they're looking to dive up on this OD. Spike Carapace is gonna stun up a little bit. It's only level 1, but they have an Impale angle soon enough. In the meantime, Weaver's just right-clicking away. I don't really know if Illidan can actually juke enough to save him, and he won't be able to. TP coming in instantly into an Impale. It's Batrider. He has Firefly up, but he's immediately annihilated. That was not the TP support that they needed, and so Weaver's going to go in for a little bit more. Purify is there. They get the silence onto the Weaver, but there's no damage going into this hero because it's only a Night Stalker and Omni Knight here. Now the Nyx Assassin, he'll throw out an Impale. Not quite snub the Omni Knight. Massacre taking a lot of right-click damage here as well, but the Night Stalker can't get either of these kills. In the meantime, Weaver grabs another one in the trees. They're looking at the Night Stalker now. Nyx Assassin, another Void, and he's going to survive, actually, as it's a triple kill for the Weaver. Oh my god, 12-3, and Hehe are absolutely raffle-stomping Hellraisers right now. Actually, everything is going really well. Yeah, the Nyx Assassin barely survives. The Darkseer barely survives. Juggling tower aggro. The Venomancer's over in the mid lane in the meantime. I don't think killing off the Bristleback. I think he was actually dying to the bottom lane. Maybe he was dying to the Venomancer. Who knows? Yeah, but the Bristleback was just trying to farm, and he couldn't really get that much going. They lost a tower. They take a massively lost team fight. Earth Spirit's going to find some time to get some experience, so Magnetize is going to be on the way. This is not going perfectly as they do lose their Weaver. Man, Weaver 5-0-1. This is going to be a dangerous game for the Hellraiser side. He already had the Perseverance beforehand, has no boots. Grab an Ultimate Orb right now. You can just straight rush to your Lincoln Sphere. And I guess for Hellraisers, there's the Nasal Goo to cancel that Lincoln Sphere. But if you could block a Void or a Crippling Fear or a Lasso, still think that's probably worth it for Nico Baby. He's doing very well for himself, probably even better than you could really expect from a Weaver. Honestly, like getting that many kills while at the same time not really ever being scared for your life. I don't think he's even used time lapse once. You think you cannot swear, Mr. Caster? No, I think you guys are all old enough that your precious ears can handle my swearing. If you are like 10 years old watching this, then you're on the wrong channel. This is bad for Hellraisers. This should be about the time where, in theory, for Hellraisers, the plan should have been, okay, the score is like 3-3 or whatever. We are doing okay on all their lanes. We're getting experience, and now it's time for the Night Stalker to kick into gear. The next nighttime phase is going to be coming around sooner rather than later. But I don't think a Night Stalker can really dig them out of this. A Blink Dagger on Batrider would also do something very similar. Although, you know, he's nowhere close to a Blink Dagger. Maybe he'll find enough time with just an Earth Spirit in this lane. He could actually get a little bit of extra experience. A little bit of extra gold in this farm, in this bottom lane. But yeah, this is where Hellraisers have to really take a super scrappy fight. This is where Omni Knight is going to be a big hero. Purification is one of their largest assets at this stage in the game, because no one else is really doing that much damage, honestly. So just hope that the enemies dive, and, you know, hope that the Purify is going to be enough. Hope that your Courier doesn't get sniped. Imprison is there, Weaver. He may get purified. I don't even think that's worth it. They will do so. Weaver has time lapse though. He'll get a lot of juice back. Now here comes the backup. Nyx Assassin right in. However, there's an Impale on the OD, doing a lot of damage to the Nyx Assassin. One more Nasal Goo and they'll grab the kill. Now Firefly over the trees looking for a lasso. They only see Massacre and they can't grab either of them. Now they see Nihis. Even if they do grab him, how far will the Batrider get with them? Not really that far. Boulder Smash is going to come through and Nihis lands a massive ultimate. Poison is on everyone. Magnetize is on everyone as well. Hellraisers though, they're just bursting the Hehe side down. We're actually working out pretty well for them as the Bristleback going to find the Earth Spirit in a corner. Now the poison damage is going to start to tick up, but it's non-lethal because it's just the Nova actually that's sticking. And Hellraisers trade their Batrider away for absolutely everybody. And that was as good as an ultimate as you can ask from your Venomancer. Onto 4. Weaver was in the mix as well, but going into a little bit too deep. And again, that's where Omni Knight comes into play. Omni Knight is the early game hero. He's the only swing hero that Hellraisers really have right now. Like, everyone else is really all about that scaling, really steadily scaling into that late stage. They found someone in a bubble. I'm not really sure if they'll be able to do much about it. I mean, Repel means you're safe, but you can't kill off a Weaver ever, because Weaver's Weaver. Sounds balanced, and he is looking for a Gale once this Repel wears off. Bugs are going to be thrown in. They do know exactly where the OD is. Vacuum back into a Gale. Walls there as well. Illidan in a lot of trouble. Purify not up. No mana, in fact. Here comes the backup for both sides, actually. They're on top of Nihis with the Night Stalker and the Batrider. In the meantime, Omnight's going to get picked off by the Weaver. Nihis will get dropped in the end, but Night Stalker's taking way too much damage. Boulder Smash is there to seal the kill. Now they're looking at the Batrider. Small stun from the Spike Carapace. A 4th hero to fall. And everyone on Hehe are pretty much perfectly healthy. They barely lost any health in that engagement. Hellraisers, they are losing map control. Tower after tower. And they're losing kills. Now 4 down in favor of the Hehe side. For only the Venomancer, it's a very, very small price to pay. They are sitting on this top lane very, very hard. This is a pretty desperate situation here for Hellraisers. Batrider going down there stings even more. 1600 gold. He's not super far away from his Blink Dagger, but he needs it right now. And Night Stalker being level 7, I mean, that's not really going to quite do it. OD, maybe if he had maxed out his Arcane Orb by now. Like, and by that I mean if he was level 10, then they would have some sort of shot. But for right now, I don't really see Hellraisers being able to fight evenly. They just don't have enough sustain. They don't have enough damage, especially to kill off a Weaver. They will dust up and imprison the Weaver, but he does have time lapse, so he could just dust away that dust. No, he can't quite get it because he's silenced, and now he's going to beat him down. Pretty perfectly done there by Hellraisers. Crippling Fear is a pretty good skill, I hear. They'll get the big kill on the Weaver, get the tower deny. Probably the biggest win that Hellraisers have had all game long, and that's a pretty decisive one at that. Killing off a... Was that a spree ended by who was that? Omni Knight. Whew, lots of cash for him. That's his Arcane Boots. I mean, usually you want something a little bit better than just Arcane Boots after such a big kill, but hey, it's better than nothing. They're looking at the Night Stalker now. Boulder Smash and the stun roll in. Night Stalker still alive, sticked up. Now with the Purify is going to look to turn things around. Void to kill off the Bug. And now he's looking for a little bit more. Crippling Fear onto Kappa Pride. It's going to last a very long time because it is darkness right now. He is going to have a chance to roll away soon enough. Boulder Smash, Silence onto 3. All 3 of them magnetize as well. That's Uba to fall. Yes, Earth Spirit going to finally get a kill with this damage. Never been done before in the history of Dota. Night Stalker still on top of this Earth Spirit, but gets vacuumed back and killed. Where's his backup? Batrider went up to the north instead. I'm not really sure why. Like, that seems kind of strange. That was not the correct position for a Night Stalker to go in without his backup. I mean, you're going into a tier 1. Should be enough of a threat there that you should just not make that play. And Hehe are going to keep on rolling forward. Lost their Weaver once, but now he has Lincoln Sphere, so Crippling Fear is not going to do it. I don't think there's actually where that Hellraisers can pop Lincoln Sphere and land Crippling Fear before Weaver either Shikuchis or time lapses. I just don't think that is a timing that is possible. So Nico Baby is going to start looking to go for this tower. Drums are up in the OD. I'm pretty sure he just don't care about that. And Drums is good on OD, but it's not going to be a threat. The only threat is the Blink Dagger on Batrider, which is, I guess to his credit, now up. But now he's going to have to deal with the Batrider counters. There's only level 1 Spike Carapace, though, so that's not really too bad. Boulder Smash has been on point here from Finch so far. The Boulder Smash immediately once you see your buddy being lassoed. Get the silence in on the everyone who's trying to kill off that target as well. And a lasso without Force Staff is going to be very hard to actually make useful. And they're going to have to go soon. Teleport coming in. It's the OD. Oh, he's going to go right into an Impale, I think. No, not quite. Repel is there. They're going to jump in. Immediately stunned up. The Batrider doesn't even have his ultimate off right now. Now vacuumed into a wall. He just has to leave. Taking so much poison damage, and Illidan separated from the rest of the group. Batrider, he will survive for a little while longer. No one, in fact, is going to die here for Hellraisers, but the Boulder roll in. Here from Kappa Pride. Magnetize onto everyone. Stun onto 2 as well. They drop the Eclipse, but it completely whiffs here from the OD. I don't think it did any damage at all. Self-made billionaire. Nico Baby needs a time lapse out, and he'll get all of his HP back. They were so close. But now he's at full HP, and now he's looking at the Batrider. Bugs to cancel the Blink Dagger. He's right on top of the bat. Should be able to get that kill in the meantime. Meow does get a kill on the next assassin, but that's not really that bad of a deal right now. Venomancer toe-to-toe. with the Night Stalker right now. Goddamn, has to fall back in the meantime. Uba running away from Finch. One more Purified. They'll get the kill, but Miko Baby is still running wild right now. He's at 8-1-3. He's looking at Meow right now, who's going to try to race for He grabs a triple kill, actually, for the Bristleback, but he will fall afterwards, and something killed off the Night Stalker. It was Venomancer's damage that killed him off. It's a 5-for-4 exchange, and ultimately, that's actually pretty good for Hellraisers. Like, honestly, I was not expecting them to take the fight that well. Miko Baby is going to stick around, take the tower, and then leave with his life very easily. And he is going to be a big winner of that fight, getting a ton of assists and kills. But Hellraisers were able to split that fight off really, really well and just revealed the really soft heroes in the back. Of course, the plan is for Hehe right now is just have the Darkseer in the front with the mech, have the Nyxass initiate, and then get those kills, and then, you know, keep the Weaver in the back. They're going to jump in, though, with the OD in the front. Not a good place for Sensibility to be. Illidan will have the jump charge and run, but a huge mana burn. My god. That's why people pick up Nyxass up against OD. He's going to jam that one home. Another kill here for Hehe. Hellraisers were able to split up everyone and take the fight on a very, very single target basis. And that is where Bristleback and Night Stalker, two very similar heroes in that regard, are going to be just absolute powerhouses if they can take one-on-one engagements. And that's essentially what the fight boiled down to. You can see, like, by how far I zoomed out the camera, like, there was a Weaver Batrider going on over here. Night Stalker was fighting up against someone here. Over here was Bristleback versus a couple heroes. So everyone kind of doing their own thing. And if Hellraisers can somehow replicate that, then maybe they can take a couple more fights. But the fights that they will have to take have to be a little bit better than 5-4. I mean, technically they did still gain golds over Hehe after that fight, which is kind of nice, I guess. But things are going to get worse, because there's an Aether Lens on the Nyxass, and he's going to get jumped, yes, before he can cast the Impale. He will have Spike Carapace, but again, only level 1 is not really going to save him too much, and they'll just run him down. They don't have True Sight. They don't need True Sight, because they know exactly where he's going. Free kill on the bug. Batrider gets something. A little bit of that extra cash. Feels good, man. But Hellraisers, I mean, yeah, Aether Lens up on the Nyxass. Guardian Greaves, perhaps in the Darkseer. Either that or Blink Dagger. The Earth Spirit's going to go for his Veil. So far, this Earth Spirit play has been very, very impressive. Like, you know, you could usually, like, have the early game roam on Earth Spirit really steal the game. But later on, like, he's landing several hero boulder smashes. He's keeping Magnetize on everybody, which is actually very hard to do. Because the damage on this spell is really not that great. Like, 300 for an ultimate, that's really bad. And it's damage over time also, so Omni Knight can kind of counter that. But if you keep it on everyone for that long, man, you're going to be doing some serious work. Speaking of serious work, the Weaver also has his Lincolns and Desolator. He can tear through those targets unless he's hit with a Crippling Fear. I think that's really their best bet. Oh, Boulder Smash on Sensibility. No mana burn just yet. He's going to get Purified as the Night Stalker just dives right in. He's going to dodge the Impale, and everyone else is going to fall back from the Hellraiser side. But this Weaver's doing way too much damage. Look at that. Boulder Smash in onto the Batrider as well. He's almost dead. He has to leave. I think everyone Hellraisers has to leave. They don't have enough sustain here. Unless Hehe leave first. I don't think this is the correct move here. They should just keep sieging this. I mean, you did so much damage for free. You spent absolutely no cooldowns. Keep on going. Keep on pushing. With the Desolator, there's really no risk here. As long as they keep tabs on where the Batrider can possibly be, they should be fine. And like with the Plague Warriors up on the high ground and over in the trees, Batrider should not find a good angle here, since he's going to fly right in, suddenly sees the Plague Ward, knows that this is just a dead zone, cannot go here. There is still maybe a Blink Dagger angle where he can grab someone right here. And I don't think he's quite yet spotted. So that's going to be the dream scenario, but again, he does not have a Force Staff, so Blink and Lasso is great. Won't really get him super far, especially now that he doesn't have any Firefly left. Tower is going to fall. Massacre going to surge on forward. Rolling Boulder in as well. Backing back onto the Bristleback. That's not going to get a kill, I don't think. This guy's really tanky. Plus, he has a Purify right behind him. His back is turned. Plus, he has a Hood. He, in fact, took no damage from that. Can they grab anyone in their retreat? With no Firefly, don't really want to go for that. Shoshlo is going to play this one a little bit slower. Now with the Firefly up, sees a wall of Plague Wards. So, Blink Dagger, not super useful here. And Hehe walk in. Skirmish a little bit, but ultimately take a tower for free. The Venomancer packing that Diffusal Blade. DPS Venomancer, oh my god, so good. No, it is to get rid of the Omni Knight's defensive skills, that GA. I believe you can also purge off Crippling Fear as well. So yeah, nothing but good things. You could also purge off the goo. from the Bristleback. That's really a threat. Oh, probably gonna run into a whole bunch of heroes instantly into the lasso, instantly dead. Massacre's gonna land a vacuum onto 2. There's a Nova from the Venomancer as well, but the fact of the matter is Nico baby, he's swinging really hard and no one's really addressing him. He's gonna fall back. No time left to do just yet. The Nova from the Venomancer hit onto the Bristleback, and he doesn't really care about that. He's gonna dive in for the Nyx Assassin. Doesn't really have that much backup right now. The OD has to leave. He will get back to the base. So far, a 1-for-1 trade. Omnite also getting in the crossfire there. Hehe's Roshan attempt will be stymied for right now. They're taking towers pretty steadily. Hellraisers, though, they're putting up a rather good fight considering the start that they've had. I mean, it's still not looking good for the Hellraiser side, and it will continue to not look good as the Hehe side are going to secure a Roshan for themselves. Pretty easily done. No one is even remotely in the area to contest this. So it's a double life for the Weaver. Killing him off once is hard. Killing him off twice, geez, how do you do that? Going up high ground seems like it's a little bit better here for Hehe. They can go to the top lane and try to take that T2 tower, and it will be a free tower. Yeah, but that'll be there for later. You have the Aegis, you have the Desolator, you might as well Rax right now. And I think it's probably not going to get that much better than this. Massacre has his Blink Dagger up. I'm not sure. Oh, it's definitely spotted now. Yeah, Blink Vacuum with the follow-up that he have is absolutely monstrous. And Hellraisers, they put themselves in this position by having this draft jump in on Batrider available. No longer. Plague Ward off to the side. Venomancer really well positioned right now. We can see the Batrider first phase pick being pretty hard countered by the Hehe draft. A couple of good heroes, just Batrider here and there, and suddenly the hero is just absolutely garbage. If you can't lasso initiate, the hero just doesn't do that much. The siege is real. Already down to half HP, no real substantial cooldowns have been used. You gotta keep the repel on the OD to keep him repel proof. To keep him mana burn proof, rather. But they're burning out the Bristleback. He actually has quite a lot of intelligence for a strength hero. You would think for... I guess pigs are really smart, so that kind of does make sense. Yeah, he has a lot of int gain. That's not really helping him right now. Desolator on the high ground, and this tower can take even more damage. Meow is going to jump right in, but he really doesn't have that much threat. He's just tanky, and without his quills, he's absolutely not a threat. Like, he's just completely ignorable. So he has to base, like, or have arcane boots. They will arc, maybe. Yeah, they just base, might as well. Self-made millionaire, Lincoln Sphere popped. Crippling Fear, no, just avoid. And Weaver, he could just Sukuchi away or time-lapse away. I mean, for Hehe, they're kind of spending a lot of time to do this. But at the same time, they are going to look for opportunities consistently. And they're taking down this tower slow and steady, so things not going all bad for them. Jump in. They're going to grab the Nyx Assassin right now. That's a great target to kill off. If they can grab him, GA does go down. Plus the Eclipse from Sensibility. I'm not really sure if that's quite going to do enough. Is Catpride going to jump in and distract 3 heroes, leaving Meow to his own devices. They're going to try to get onto the Weaver. Walked right into a Purify right now. Will time lapse away and save his Aegis for a little while longer. Boulder Smash onto 4 heroes. Going to cut through everyone. Catpride doing some serious damage onto the side. And he's not dying either. He can roll out soon, and he will do just that. Magnetize still ticking away. They'll jump in, kill off the OD. Jump in, kill off the Night Stalker. And now the Bristleback. He's going to fall as well. Instantly he'll buy back, but he have lost the Nyx. That was an Earth Spirit fight. He magnetized absolutely everyone, right? He Boulder Smashed, like, between 2 Boulder Smashes, he stunned like 6 heroes, so a huge hit right there. He misses that combo, but it doesn't matter because they saved the Weaver, even though he walks into a Purification. Now he has the Raxes up. It's only 24 minutes in, and Hellraisers are already struggling to defend. Can they actually kill off the Bristleback here? I think they could have if they just turn around as a group. I mean, they're not going to. It's fine. They have other objectives to take, but... Geez, that is another massive win. Yes, it is Illidan who's on the OD, guys. It is Illidan. Their names aren't properly tagged up, but yeah, it is Illidan. It is Affinage on the Bristleback. Chachel on the Batrider. I'll run through it again, but yeah, you guys are correct. And now the scary thing, the next set of items. Guardian Greaves, Darkseer, Aghanim Scepter, Venomancer. Not quite level 3 ultimate just yet. I'm not really sure if he cares too much about that. Plus Weaver has how much gold? 5,600. That seems fair. That seems very fair indeed. Well, tier 2 probably is going to be, or T2 into tier 3 into the top lane is going to be the easiest way for Hehe to breach this. No new items, at least no substantial ones coming up in Hellraisers, like almost BKB. Got the hood and the bristleback. Again, he's tanky, but he's not this tanky. He can't withstand a butterfly and an Aghanim Scepter Venom, Aghanim's Venomancer ultimate. This is looking like the end for the Hellraiser side. This is only game 1 though, so they will have a chance to strike back. See here, they're going to position themselves up towards top lane. And the slow siege begins anew. Plague Ward's going to be built up. They don't do that much damage, but hey, it adds up pretty quickly. Jump in. Lasso's going to catch the Weaver through the Lincoln Sphere. He has Aegis though, plus he has a lot of cover. Time Lapse is going to be held even because of the stun support coming in from the Earth Spirit. He's going to look to use the Aegis this time. He will burn it. And Batrider, well, he's going to take a lot of damage. He pops right back out, but he's still surviving. Self-made millionaire Nico Baby will just shoot Kushi away and grab his butterfly. Round 2. And this is not a round that Hellraisers can really handle because they don't have the lasso anymore. Illidan's doing what he can, but the Nova, or the Eclipse rather, does not do enough. And GA is going to get instantly purged off. That's 1 down. Diving forward a little bit more. Weaver's right in the mix. Same thing as the Earth Spirit. Now going to throw another Magnetize. Stun and crush the Omni Knight. Now the last target to fall before the game ends. It's the Batrider. Triple kill for the self-made millionaire. And that is going to be a convincing win for the Hehe side. The underdogs, but, you know, this is pretty convincing, I would say. Okay, well, 36-16. What went wrong there for Hellraisers? Their lanes are too passive. I do think that Night Stalker in the jungle can work if your lanes are strong enough. Omni Knight OD isn't strong enough. Bristleback by himself versus Venomancer, not strong enough. So Hellraisers just need to get slightly stronger lanes, and I think they're going to be golden. Other than that, Hehe just finding some really good soft counters here and there to really the entirety of Hellraisers and finding themselves with a pretty clean win. 26 minutes in, guys. This is game 1 between the Hehe side and the Hellraiser side. And I'm going to be right back for game 2. Don't go anywhere, guys. Should be interesting.